everybody. Welcome to episode 13 of the Piledriver podcast. I almost said Power Bomb Project right there, but I saved myself. Piledriver podcast. I am one of your hosts, Daniel, joined by my other two hosts.
It's Berman.
And the Pizza Man.
Chris. Yeah, so we haven't done one of these podcasts in a few weeks here, and wow, it feels like the entire wrestling world has basically been flipped completely upside down since we last talked about wrestling. So, yeah, to even say there's a lot to get into would be an understatement. We're just going to jump right into the hugest story of the week. WWE Monday Night Raw is officially, but slowly, and I say slowly because I'm going to explain all the details to the viewers, they are slowly returning to TV 14. And on top of that, Mr. McMahon has officially retired after nearly 40 years straight in charge of the WWF/WWE. He was in charge during the Hogan era, during the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era, during the Attitude era, during the Ruthless Aggression era, during the PG era, during this New Age era, I guess you can call it as well. Basically, he's been there for almost every single era this company has, really produced. And, he's leaving, of course, due to the Wall Street Journal stuff, a lot of allegations on his name. We are not going to make any comments on that. What do I have to say about Vince McMahon retiring? All right, well, let me be as respectful as possible here. Go to riddance, you old fucking bastard!
You know he's going to come back, right? He's coming
We
back.
hope not.
No, he's not.
He's coming back. He's not retiring. You can't tell me he's coming back as soon as the heat dies down. You can't tell me otherwise.
I'm believing that he's gone.
Nah, dude, he's coming back, dude. I don't believe for a fact.
You know what, Chris?
What?
You even not enjoying the moment is sad. Even if he does come back, we at least have some time for the first time in 40 years without McMahon in the business. This is such a good thing, bro.
Bro, he still owns like a ton of shares of WWE. He's just gonna do it.
Yeah,
behind
but
the shadows.
that doesn't mean he's writing the shows anymore.
Yeah, he's not. That's a good thing.
Yeah, he's gone. He's fucking gone. Like, why aren't you celebrating this, bro?
Because
Why are you trying to be the bearer of bad news? You're literally saying, dude, they're literally saying, oh, he's going to come back without any evidence that he's going to come back. You're just saying up a negative, space.
I'm just being realistic here, man.
Like, Berman, isn't this good news?
Yes, it's great. This is a great thing because now Stephanie McMahon is going to be taken in charge, and from making the show better and try to make it as close as possible to AEW because they're losing so much. And if McMahon comes back, he's going to kill the company.
Facts. Like, all right, so this is the deal for everybody going on right now. Right now, the co-CEOs are Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan. Vince McMahon, not Vince McMahon, Johnny Laurinaitis, who was, basically involved with the Wall Street Journal story, he's out of talent relations, probably for good. Even if Vince McMahon comes back, there's no fucking way that dude's coming back. He's done. His whole career and credibility's done. So Triple H has replaced the talent of relations. And that is fucking amazing, might I tell you. The head of the old NXT is now in charge of talent relations. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
That's the only thing that needs to happen because he knows the talent.
Yeah. Like, come on, Chris. Even you're not even happy about that. You're not even happy about that.
Because he's just gonna run it from the shadows. He's gonna just tell his daughter what to do anyways. Nothing's gonna change.
Well, okay, here's the thing, though. Even if that's the case, we're dealing with someone who is in their mid-40s and compared to someone who's dealing in their mid-70s. It's two completely different ball games.
It's the same shit.
Dude, here's the thing. You're only saying it's the same shit just because it's not an overnight change. But trust me, give this months. We are witnessing something great here.
Yeah, we're just hoping that it will be as great as the old days of SummerSlam 2002.
Yeah, like this is the most positive I've seen the wrestling circle in years when it comes to the community. Everyone has been feeling so negative, basically feeling like the death of wrestling has been upon us within the past year or so since Bruce Pritchard got on the creative team. And he still has to be fired, but Don't worry. Considering Kevin Dunn, Johnny Laurinaitis, and all those guys went under investigation, he's not fucking safe either. And once that Bruce Pritchard's out, that means the creative team is gone. And they're going to have to find a new creative team. So, again, this is the best news for WWE in years. Literally in years.
100%. It's gonna be. I'm hoping that because I don't watch Raw or SmackDown. I watch highlights, and same with NXT 2.0, which I'm hoping. That's my biggest hope. Not Raw and SmackDown, mainly NXT 2.0. I'm hoping that they make some changes and change to NXT 2.0 to some better, violent.
Yeah,
NXT
and again,
2.0.
the guy writing NXT 2.0 is the same guy currently writing Raw and SmackDown, and that's Bruce Pritchard. He has to get out. Yeah, the biggest thing right now is Bruce Pritchard. Once Bruce is out, we're basically at a complete clean sweep restart.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm hoping for. Mainly NXT, because I've been one of the biggest fans of NXT, and I want them to bring back the black and gold brand type of wrestling they have been known for so long.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for Raw and SmackDown to be really good for me to watch it again.
And you want to know something really funny? So as soon as Vince McMahon announced his retirement, the same exact day, Tony Khan tweeted that he is officially the longest running CEO in wrestling today.
He's the GOAT.
Yep, Tony Khan. I know people hate Tony Khan because he may or may not be doing coke. We don't know.
Who cares?
But yeah,
Like
we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk more about Tony later. Right now, it's Vince. Vince is gone, at least for now. Even if it's just for a month, I don't fucking care. I'll embrace this month. Like, Vince is just poison to the business, and the women's locker room know it. The many wrestlers and WWE know it. A lot of AEW stars apparently are actually really happy about the Vince McMahon news as well. So this may not be a good thing for Tony Khan, actually, if the retirement sticks to plan, which I think it will. The man's literally 77 years old. Literally no one wants him in the business anymore. I would be shocked if he came back.
Weird as hell.
If he came back, this dude's officially like the real life fucking Undertaker, man. Shit's scary. But yeah, now I'm going to ask you both a good question. Will SummerSlam 2022 be a good show?
Yes.
Yes, me too. I think it would be interesting to watch.
Wow, I'm actually disagreeing with you both here.
After what we saw Ring of Honor, man, I don't know, man.
Well,
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to tell you why I'm not excited for SummerSlam 2022, ladies and gentlemen. We got Pat McAfee, Logan Paul, all those guys in the card. But wait a second. Where's AJ Styles? Where's Finn Balor? Where's Rey Mysterio? Yeah, those guys are getting the slots instead of the legends. The guys who deserve the slots and the guys who have been in the business for years and years and years. That is why I'm not excited for SummerSlam.
And not Jeff Jarrett.
So, like, dude, how the fuck could any wrestling promoter put Logan Paul in the card but not AJ Styles? That is the most disrespectful shit.
Because Logan Paul's gonna bring in the younger generation. They need them fucking views, bro.
Like, dude, if anything, they should have kept Logan heel, have him fight AJ, and Miz could have been off the card. Like, why is AJ off the card for this shit?
He's trying to spend time with his family.
Well, no, AJ's still here every week on Raw. He's not away. He's still here.
Well, he's spending time with his family.
No, stop lying to the viewers.
He's still spending time with his family.
Listen, man, and I love Pat McAfee too, but dude, over Finn Balor, over Rey Mysterio, over all of these guys that literally work so hard to deserve a spot at SummerSlam, like, it's ridiculous, man. That's all I have to think. It's ridiculous.
It really is.
Like, and literally only 8 matches on the card, and not a single one of these matches have match of the year potential. You're insane if you think Roman and Brock are going to produce a match of the year. No, they're not.
I believe in it. I believe in it.
After that shit at WrestleMania, that trash-ass match at WrestleMania.
They have to try, otherwise they're not going to get their checks for Stephanie McMahon.
Lesnar doesn't try at all. The last time he's tried in a wrestling match was 2019. He's never trying again.
He's trying this time.
No.
I'm hoping he wins, really.
Like, think about it. Has Ponytail Brock had a single good match? Genuinely answer me that. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Not yet.
The closest we've got to it was Crown Jewel, and that was because of Roman Reigns, not Brock Lesnar. Like, come on, man. That's and then Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin will be fun, but that's no match of the year. Lashley versus Theory won't be match of the year. Morgan versus Rousey won't be match of the year. Riddle versus Seth won't be match of the year. None of these matches are going to even probably hit a 9 out of 10. So, honestly, I'm expecting like a mid-ass pay-per-view. Like, this shit is literally the most mid-SummerSlam card I've ever seen in my life. This shit belongs in a fucking Raw or SmackDown Super Show, for fuck's sake.
I'm hoping that they do at least some new stuff. Maybe they put some shocking details. Maybe they add new things. But I'm just hoping. I think to me it would be good matches happening. That'd be just curious. And we don't know how the maybe they do the TV14 stuff. What we hear, so they make it better. And I'm just curious to see what happens.
Like, they're probably going to add 2 more matches, which will probably be Drew versus Sheamus and Gunther versus Shinsuke. But even then, it's just like, what are you guys doing?
The bare minimum.
I get it. They're in the middle of a period where Cody and Randy are hurt, and those were the 2 plans to fight Roman at SummerSlam, and neither of them were available. And then Brock almost walked out, and Vince basically retired or semi-retired, whatever the flying fuck. Basically, it's been hard for this show in terms of its build. It's been a rough build. So, yeah. and despite how we felt about ROH, Chris, I think ROH is going to be better than SummerSlam.
No, you're capping, dude. That show was so fucking mid.
No, actually, I agree with that.
Bro,
so
you're capping too.
No, we'll talk about Ring of Honor later. Clearly, viewers, someone didn't like Ring of Honor. Well, but that's okay. Now, the next topic. No wrestling bookings for Mercedes Martinez, formerly known as Sasha Banks. Well, yeah, she won't be doing wrestling shows in 2022. However, she will make appearances at conventions and other places, and it is $30,000 per appearance. Now, she has gotten a lot of backlash over this. A lot of people think that is way too much money and that she is full of herself and other stuff. But here's the thing, guys. Most celebrities that charge for like appearances, like J-Lo, Shakira, I could name many more examples, but a lot of celebrities charge $100,000 per appearance, $500,000 for appearance. Hell, maybe even $1 million for appearance. I know Kanye has gotten paid millions of dollars just for literally one performance sometimes, man. So basically, $30,000. Sure, she may not be on the same level as those names, of course, but $30,000, I feel like is very fair if you know how business works. That is you're definitely going to get your money back if you put the $30,000 into Sasha Banks. You'll probably get $50K to $100K, maybe even more in return. Basically, I think it's a completely fair business decision, in my personal opinion. I don't think she's overvaluing herself whatsoever. A lot of people think she could have even gone for $50K per appearance, which honestly, I do too. Oh, maybe she even undervalued herself. Who knows? But I don't think she's overvaluing herself whatsoever.
No, it kind of sucks to me that she's not wrestling, but it's good at least that she's kind of wanting to show up and like look at people. And it's very low price for the other 4 very high athletes or appearances, like what you said about J-Lo and Beyonce and other people. They cost so much money, but she really kind of lowered standards herself. Definitely, let's say maybe 50,000 would be a good standard for her. But it would be interesting to see where she would make these appearances at. If there's any wrestling shows, maybe.
Yeah, it's completely fair. And what's your take on it all, Chris?
I mean, the lady brings in the cash, so she needs to pay for a fabulous lifestyle.
Fakes, man. And basically, though, the reason why she isn't wrestling in 2022, I think it's more of a contract issue than anything else. But yeah, that's basically that. So next up, we got Santana. A little update on Santana. As you guys have seen recently on AEW television, there's only really been Ortiz popping up lately. Where's Santana? Well, Santana and Ortiz have been having issues recently. And, unfortunately, Santana has no interest in re-signing with the company, which sucks because I think he's great. But yeah, he's out with an injury till March. He got injured in the Blood and Guts match. And yeah, like I said, it looks like due to how things are with his tag team partner and just AEW in general, it seems like he doesn't really have much interest in staying, which again, without Ortiz and Santana getting the tag title run, that's disappointing, you know. But all best of luck to Santana in his healing process and wherever he goes, you know.
Yeah, for this one, it kind of sucks to me. I do love them. LAX. It's really great to see them, and it kind of sucks when they get out of AEW, and if they do, one of them does. I would like them to go back into Impact. I think Impact has been a great home for Santana. So, and I'll be interested to see. They need a lot more people in Impact, so I'm hoping that's what's going to happen.
And then you, Chris.
Well, I can't say I was the biggest fan of his work. I mean, I barely know the guy, but from what I saw, he seems cool. But they'll be okay without him, honestly.
You know, I guess that's fair. I think it's unfortunate.
I mean, it sucks, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, it's fine.
Now, I'm kind of going to shit all over the next thing we're going to talk about, which is Ric Flair's last match. But before I do, I'll let you both get your 2 cents in. So, Chris, starting with you, what do you think about Ric Flair's last match?
It's going to be the saddest thing ever. And if you guys are down, we should split the cost of this so this pay-per-view isn't worth $35. This is going to be so sad, but I really want to see it.
For what?
I want to see Ric Flair get his ass kicked.
As you guys know, he really doesn't like Ric Flair.
Yeah, everyone can see that. I'll be curious to see this. It's gonna make me laugh to see him because he looks just like he's dying already.
It's so good.
It's just so stupid to see him wrestle because he had the best match against Shawn Michaels and he was like, "Oh fuck it, I don't like that match. Let's do a better match." That was not gonna be a better match for him. It's just so dumb to me. It'll be funny to watch if we ever try watching it, but it's the dumbest mistake of Ric Flair's life.
Yeah, like the fact that this guy's retiring for, with this instead of like the work he did with Shawn Michaels in 2008 is just crazy to me.
And it's funny thing, I didn't pay attention, but this is probably the reason why in Impact, the whole, on every episode, they have a Ric Flair moment. And that's probably why what's happening is because of this last match. They're trying to advertise it from Impact Wrestling, trying to advertise, oh, Ric Flair's doing his last match. Advertise it. But it's just so dumb. The same thing is very dumb.
Yeah, basically, the funny thing is, half the matches on the show are Impact matches. So in a way, this show is kind of like a crossover with Impact, technically.
Yeah, so be curious, just in case there's anything good about this match. I don't think there is, but it's just going to be funny.
You know what? That's fair. Again, I just think that this is a giant waste of time for him, to come out of retirement, just to retire again. It makes no logical sense.
Guys, if we split this 3 ways, it's only $11. I'm willing to spend $11. If we split this 3 ways, we can totally watch.
Why do you want to see this so bad?
Because Konosuke is going to be one of the matches, and that's the only reason why I want to watch
it. Yeah, he likes watching a lot of
Okay. Konosuke. You know what? Let me see who the hell Konosuke is even fighting. Is he even fighting anyone even good?
I don't care. I just want to see Konosuke.
Have you seen a bad Konosuke match?
I mean, do dark matches count?
Yeah.
And I guess the one from last week, I was okay.
Fair enough. All right. I'm trying to find the card for this bullshit. Jesus Christ. Yes, the 73-year-old is returning. Jesus Christ.
Super hidden.
And he's fighting Jet Jarrett, dude. I'm so excited.
This dude's 73 years old getting inside a wrestling ring.
He's so good.
Let me see here. Konosuke. Oh shit! It's taking me a while to actually find this, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fine. Editors know. I'll edit this out. It's fine. Keep going.
Shows how he loves Konosuke.
He's gotta
Yeah.
He's gotta be the longer man.
Dude, I'm trying to actually find this card, and all the articles is literally just talking about the one match.
Yeah, it's fine.
What the fuck? There's like a literal like. Oh, okay. I was about to say. I thought the show was actually going to be $100. That's for the last match pay-per-view, the roast of Ric Flair and Starrcast 5. That roast of Ric Flair better be like insane then if they're actually charging that much freaking money for it. Yeah. Okay. I don't see Konosuke on this card.
What? What? They took him out? What the fuck?
What are the matches on the card?
American Andrade versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Impact title match, Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu. Knockout championship match, Jordan Grace, Diona, and Rachel Ellering. The Wolves versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
That's a good
Killer
match.
Cross versus Davey Boy Smith Jr. The Briscoe Brothers versus Devon Eriks. Clark Connors versus Ren Narita. Laredo Kid versus Bandito versus Tyrus versus Ray Phoenix, and the Bunkhouse Battle Royal. So yeah, Konosuke is not in a singles match.
Yeah, but that's a good match. Freaking Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu. He has a beautiful moonsault to that guy.
I can hear Chris just slowly like dying of heartbreak on the other side.
No, because on his Twitter he posted about it.
He was talking about a dark match.
No.
Well, all right, you know what? Fine. Let me look on his Twitter. You got me really curious. Got me very, very curious. You know what would be really funny? Yeah, I'm on his Twitter. He has not made us. Oh, okay.
He's just leaving on Starrcast. That's cringe. That was just Photoshop.
Starrcast.
That was just a Photoshop. Dead.
He just did Starrcast. So yeah, Konosuke ain't on this card unless if he's thrown in a battle royal or something.
I still pay $10.
Yeah, so that's how we feel about the show, guys. We could care less about it. All right. Anything else you guys want to say about that, or do you guys just want to move on to AEW and Ring of Honor?
Yeah, let's move on to something more important.
Facts. So, all right, now Fyter Fest. I will say this. This was a 2-week event going throughout Dynamite and Rampage. We did not watch the Rampage episodes. Well, some of us did, but some of us did. I have not had the time to check out the Rampage episodes, quite unfortunately. And I'm not going to lie, they just kind of seem to be like undervaluing Rampage as a whole. I'm just saying the company in general. So, I don't know. They're really starting to make me get this vibe that like there's not really a point to even watch Rampage at this rate, aside from like maybe a good match or two here and there. But yeah, overall for Fyter Fest, we got a lot of highlights. We got the new tag team champions, Swerve and Our Glory. They beat Young Bucks and Team Taz in an amazing triple threat main event on night 1, and man, I'm really happy for Swerve and Our Glory. I don't know if they're going to have them fight FTR for all the belts, if they're going to make Swerve and Our Glory do their own thing. But yeah, I'm really excited for this title run. That's all I can really say. Jon Moxley and Konosuke absolutely killed it on night 1 in a fantastic match. Probably the best match out of both nights, in my personal opinion. It would be the Moxley-Konosuke match. We got Wardlow retaining against Orange Cassidy in a pretty good TNT Championship defense. You got Jake Hager Jake Hager losing to Claudio in a great match as well. So yeah, night 1 was great. Night 1 was all great stuff. And I will say this. The promo stuff was fine. Nothing too crazy on night 1. But night 2, I feel very differently about. While night 1 was great, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Night 2 was not. I did not like the opener, as, we're pushing Brody King instead of Malachi Black. I feel like that's a bit of a waste of time. And I get it. Buddy Matthews, is out with an injury, so that's why he can't really get much spotlight either. But man, just imagine Buddy versus Darby, and imagine Moxley versus Darby, not Moxley versus Darby, Buddy versus Darby, or Buddy versus Moxley. My whole point being though is that Buddy in Brody's spot would have done literally everything that Brody's doing right now, but better. And not even just you don't even have to think about the House of Black. You can literally put 10 other people in this spot that Brody King is getting, and they will do better with it. I don't see the hype in Brody King at all. We already have our big man in Wardlow. We don't need another big man.
Yes,
that's just my personal opinion.
We do. Don't listen to this man. This man is capping.
No,
yeah, he is. I don't care. I love Brody. I love Brody King. He's the big creepy guy. That's what I call him, and I think that's perfect. I think Brody King is probably one of the best, and he has probably one of the best finishers. And that's all I'm saying. I love Brody King. I hope Brody King does a lot more.
All right. I'm sorry. I have to do this. People want to talk about Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt for their physique. This dude literally looks like a fucking couch potato, man. Like, if we're going to talk about
why
physique.
Why you fat shaving?
Like, because, like, at this rate, it's like, if we're going to fat shame all these other people, why are we not doing it for Brody King? Out of all people.
He's probably can beat you up if you body shame him.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't care. This dude's mid-card at best. I don't like him. He doesn't deserve this spotlight.
He's just mad because Darby's getting his ass kicked every day.
Great match? Has he had one great match?
Yes, he has.
Has he had one great match? Which one? And you can't count any that include. That was not a great match.
That was a great match.
That was boring.
No, it wasn't.
It's pretty good.
But back to my point. Yeah, they're over pushing Brody. They're over pushing Brody, whether people would like to admit it or not. It feels like the Kyle O'Reilly thing. He's getting pushed just because he's liked, basically. And
I think Kyle O'Reilly makes more sense because I think Kyle O'Reilly, a lot of people like him, and I think it's great to watch.
I'll even say that. I think Kyle makes more sense than Brody. Brody makes no sense. Like, come on, man. Malachi deserves this spot, even.
He's busy.
Why Brody? Like, why Brody?
He's awesome.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, and dude, and by the way, to the viewers, I will fat shame myself even. Okay? Fat shaming, nobody's safe from it. But no, point being though, is that, listen, Brody, I have nothing against the human being. He seems like a really cool individual. Just goddamn, you're getting pushed way too fucking much.
But he's fucking
I don't
awesome.
like. He has not had one great match.
Yes, he has.
Buddy and Malachi are better wrestlers than him. Both of them.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, honestly, all the matches on night 2 were completely mid. Like Ricky Starks versus Cole, or Blackpool Combat Club versus Best Friends. That was the only decent match, I would say, is the Blackpool Combat Club in Best Friends. But, you also got some pretty filler segments in general throughout the show, though. Like, I guess the Kevin Gates thing was kind of funny, and Jungle Boy's return was pretty cool. But outside of all that, and Dax Harwood's amazing promo. So you have 3 highlights. You have 3 highlights of the show for night 2. But then, oh boy, the main event of night 2, Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho. Now, this is one of the worst matches of the year. I don't care if people like Kingston and Jericho. This match was terrible. This match sucked. And the reason I can say this match sucked was because of the overbooking, the botching, the way all these spots were performed. It was very messy. And basically, the way it was booked, like you have Ty Conti come out there, start a random assault on Ruby Soho, and then you have Anna Jay come out, turn heel. So it's like, oh wow, a heel turn. That's pretty crazy. Then she goes to the shark cage. She can't even open the shark cage. So they literally get out by going in between the bars. This literally happened on national TV, by the way. They literally went through the bars of the shark cage to escape. Not even the door was open. They attack Eddie Kingston. Blackpool Combat Club make the save. And it's like, okay, that's it. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. That's it. Then out comes Sammy Guevara, and it's like, Jesus Christ, when is enough? And then, the match ends with the Judas Avec with the barbed wire. 1, 2, 3. But then they start fighting after the bell rings, and you have Kingston swinging his elbow like a moron, hitting the air. Nothing but air. While you have Sammy and Jericho basically moving like geeks. Moving like absolute geeks. And the show ends with Jericho getting thrown on top of the barbed wire platform, basically, by Kingston. And instead of giving us a moment to breathe with it, they throw him on there. That's like, oh, wow, look at the pain. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Like, what the fuck was that? So, yeah. 3 out of 10 match. 4 out of 10 night 2. That shit was garbage. Now I'm going to let Chris and Berman give their thoughts on both these nights.
You go first, Berman.
So the first night, I think there was a lot of great matches. I think first night was probably one of the best nights. Probably my favorite match was the Konosuke match or the tag team match. Both of those matches were, I think, great. With the Claudio match was great. Wardlow match was kind of comedic, very fun. I love that. So night 1's great. Night 2 fell apart. I didn't really care about anything really. The Darby Allin versus Brody King, I was actually curious about, so I watched that. It was a big one for me. Then the Blackpool Combat Club versus Best Friends. Definitely, I love that. I love the Swerving and Glory stuff happening with them. I love that Jungle Boy came back, and Luchasaurus is back with him. He betrayed Christian. We didn't mention that, but he did betray Christian Cage, which I really did like. And I didn't really care about the Athena, Willow Nightingale, and baddies. Didn't really care that much. But then the Eddie Kingston, Chris Jericho, yeah, it was so many bad things happening. It just made no sense at the end of the match. Just like pretty much a backhanded, very light feathered backhand right to the back of the neck. It didn't even look like a hit whatsoever. It really did suck. There were some good parts of this match, but there's so many parts of the match that really didn't make no sense. Now, for night 1, I definitely would give it probably like an 8.5. Now, night 2, maybe I'd probably say a 5 for me.
That's very fair. That's very fair. All right, your takes on this, Chris?
I'm good with Berman. Love everything he had to say, but the Luchasaurus was so dumb, and it actually pissed me off. Because what was the point of him becoming a heel just for him to be last minute be like, I'm good now? No, that's stupid.
Chris. It's called drugs.
Maybe fair enough.
That was like the most pointless thing ever. I was so mad. I'm like, what was the point?
Yeah, it made no sense to me. It made no sense, but I kind of liked the twist.
That was lame. And the only thing I'm looking forward to is Danhausen calling out for the FTW champion. He better win. Otherwise, what's the point?
He's not winning.
No, he actually needs to win. Because at this point, the FTW title is a joke. Because nobody cares about it.
I wouldn't say that.
Nobody cares about it.
I think Ricky Starks has been a great champion. I think he's fun, and he's a really good hit-and-miss character. He's has been a lot of good highlights to me. I love watching Ricky Starks.
Facts over here.
I like Ricky Starks, don't get me wrong, Berman, but like, when was the last time he actually defended the belt besides like that week?
It was actually in May. He defended it successfully against Jungle Boy one time and successfully defended it against Swerve another time.
He just needs to lose the belt, man. Just lose the belt.
It could be fun. It could be funny. I think Danhausen would be a fun champion. Just a nice comedic champion. We haven't had one of these. Well, except maybe Sammy Guevara if you think about him. But I think a Danhausen champion would be very fun to watch.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree with you both a little bit, but let's get the facts here straight. Ricky Starks, undefeated in singles competition for over a year. His streak falls to the guy that has never won a singles one-on-one match in AEW.
He's cursed.
How does that make any fucking
cursed.
sense?
Because he got cursed.
No, I'm sorry. There's nothing that can save that logic for me. There's nothing that can save that logic for me.
You know, that's what happened with Enzo and WWE.
That's like literally if you fucking take, let me think, Madcap Moss. right? And you have him beat Roman Reigns at the biggest show of the year. That's literally what that's like. That's literally what that's like.
But what if Hook comes in and cheats to help Downhausen?
I literally don't give a shit. You do not have Danhausen be the one to beat Ricky Stark's record. That is stupid.
You're not allowed on my writing team.
Yeah, I don't know. I think to me it'd be funny, and to me it's like it just sounds like another Enzo. Like Enzo in WWE, he lost so many times. Then when he went to 205 Live, he
But he had
won,
to turn
the
heel.
championship. He got a good run. He was fun to watch. This could be pretty much another Enzo.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. So, any other thoughts you'd like to add on to these nights, Chris? Or
Nah, let's move on.
Okay. Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor 2022. This is our main event for the podcast. 7 matches took place on this pay-per-view. And general thoughts here. I didn't think this was the worst wrestling show I've ever seen. Was I a bit underwhelmed with the $40 I spent? Maybe. I can't say that I feel fulfilled with the $40 I have spent, but it wasn't the biggest waste of $40 on a wrestling show I've ever spent, if you get what I mean. I definitely felt like I got some pretty decent action here and there from Ring of Honor. It's not an amazing show, but you get some good stuff out of this. So that's my general thoughts. Berman, Chris, what do you guys think?
I think I really loved it. Like, there's only like 2 matches that I really didn't care about. I just thought like, oh, it kind of made sense why this happened. And to me, I think to me it was pretty good to watch. I probably would rewatch it. A few matches for myself.
All right, and then Chris.
I think from this entire run of this pay-per-view, there was only one match I actually enjoyed. And it was the sleepy haired man. It was Roosh versus Dragon Lee. That was the best match of the night. I don't care what people have to say about FTR Brusos or the Yuta match. That was boring. I don't care. That was mid at best. Not worth.
So you see, ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 completely different opinions on this show. So we're going to have quite the fun discussion, I would say so myself. Now, you guys ready to dive right into this pay-per-view?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So we begin the show with Ring of Honor Championship match. Yeah, we start the show with the title match, and it threw me and Chris off because I was like, wow, they're starting the show off with the title. That's pretty huge. And obviously, we all knew why. They wanted to give FTR the main event, which is fair. It's fair. But, well, the main event still delivered. That's the grand question here. So let's focus on the opener right now. So the manager, alongside Jonathan Gresham, was Prince Nana, who apparently bought the Tully Blanchard Enterprises from Tully Blanchard. And yeah, it was revealed earlier this morning Tully Blanchard is no longer working in AEW and Ring of Honor. So it looks like Prince Nana is the new manager for that whole group. It's kind of unfortunate to say, but oh well, shit happens. So yeah, Jonathan Gresham came out and he did not have like his usual octopus gear and all that stuff. So it kind of already felt a little off. And, he was fighting Claudio. And the match only went 11 and a half minutes. I felt like it didn't even get half the time that it should have gotten, if I'm being very honest. I thought this match was going to be like 25 minutes, 30 maybe. And you could call me foolish for thinking that. But I thought, it's the world title. The last world title match on Death Before Dishonor. I mean, not Death Before Dishonor. On Super Card of Honor was pretty lengthy. So I figure, you know what? Claudio's fighting in it. They're probably going to make it a big match. Yeah, it only went 11 and a half minutes. Yeah, not 25 to 30. It only went 11 and a half minutes. And, they got to first base. They got to second base. But then the match ended with a cross-arm powerbomb from Claudio. 1, 2, 3. Not a single finisher, or by finisher, I mean neutralizer, was hit in the entire match. I don't even remember if there was a sharpshooter attempt in the entire match. He did the Cesaro swing. Okay, there was a sharpshooter attempt. I know for a fact he hit no neutralizer though.
He tried. He attempted.
Yeah, but yeah, you can. I guess if you want to count the Cesaro swing, then all right. But I personally wouldn't. I would say that it took no finishers for Cesaro or Claudio to beat Jonathan Gresham here.
But that's not true. Sorry. That's not true. His finisher is the Ricola Bomb, which is what he just did. He used that as the finish.
That's the new finisher?
Yes, it's a Ricola Bomb. Or the Ricola Bomb. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. That's weak as fuck.
That's not weak. I think it's freaking awesome. Interesting. That makes no sense for you. He won both matches, one against Jake Hager and the other match with Jack Sabre Jr. with that finisher.
I don't know. I was thrown off, though, whenever the bell was rung. Weren't you, Chris?
Yeah.
Like that did not end. Like, that did not feel like a natural ending at all. Even if that is his new finisher, that did not feel natural at all. Like, I'm sorry, the neutralizer is a way cooler and way better move. I don't get why he would replace that, personally.
Not correct. His that Ricola Bomb is probably.
I think the Ricola Bomb is a cool ass signature. I don't know about finisher though. I don't know if I feel it for a finisher, especially considering how many people in wrestling have power bombs as their finisher. I don't think Cesaro needs a power bomb for his finisher.
That crossover power bomb just looks great.
I mean, I like the move. It's just I didn't expect it to end like that. You know, it felt weird.
It's fair. I can say that.
Like, the move itself is cool, but I don't know. I just felt like there was more time, that still need to be had here, right? Like, didn't you get that impression at least?
Yeah, that's true. I really wanted to see more Jonathan Gresham do more submission. Like, he went for some submissions, never got pulled away through.
Right. Oh yeah, and then that's the other thing. Obviously, the match was going to be pretty one-sided, but damn, it was really one-sided. Yeah. It was a decent match for what it was worth, but, like I said, it got to first base, it got to second base, but, it just never really got anywhere beyond that. Like, there were really no fast-paced moments, really, And that's the other reason why I was kind of thrown off by it ending the way it did, because I thought, at least the last 5-10 minutes would have been high-action crazy, I didn't feel like we even got that. So, my personal rating for this match is going to be a 6 out of 10. I am really happy for Claudio becoming the new champion. As for Gresham, he apparently was very pissed off about the booking that he's had as a world champion. Feels like he's been, an afterthought, basically, of a champion. He cussed out Tony Khan backstage, according to reports, and asked for his release from AEW and Ring of Honor. So, yeah, it looks like he's not pleased from this entire situation whatsoever. What do I have to say about that? I don't know all of the behind-the-scenes stuff, right? But I'll say this on both things. Tony Khan trying to be in charge of 2 wrestling companies at once and talent relations. I don't care if you're Superman. That no one human being is realistically going to be able to succeed in keeping everyone happy while writing and creating and running 2 wrestling companies. That is a ridiculous amount of work for one person to bear. So obviously, frustrations that people are going to have with Tony Khan, it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
so
they should really, sure. Like, they should have maybe William Regal as the general manager, because he was general manager of NXT. That would make more sense.
Like, I get what you mean, though. Like, something like to help out with Tony Khan, though. Like, he can't do everything by himself, and that's something I think that should be made aware of. However, for Jonathan Gresham's point of view, he's made a lot of odd points, throughout the week. Though basically, he feels like fans are racist to him. Fans comment on his size, and all I have to say is this, dude: who gives a flying fuck what people think about you? Like, I'm sorry, Jonathan Gresham has to be the most insecure wrestler alive. Like, this is a joke. Like, dude, stop bitching about people complaining about your size. All right? Literally, people make fun of 9/11. They make fun of World War II. Everyone makes fun of everything. Everything is a joke. Okay? Like, it doesn't matter. You're a baby, and you need to stop crying about what people think about you, because what people realistically think about you doesn't fucking matter. The only thing that matters is what you, as a human being, think about yourself.
Well stated. It makes more perfect sense. For me, this is a good. I actually liked the match. It was interesting in how they did it. It was very quick, and yes, he hit these giant swing, very funny giant swings for me. The neutralizer didn't work. He attempted a sharpshooter, got countered. He eventually hit his signature, which is that pop up European uppercut. Then he hit him with the Ricola bomb, his finisher, the sit out Ricola bomb. And to me, that was pretty good. I would give this a 7 for me. With all the backstage stuff, it kind of sucks that Gresham is leaving, but I'm hoping that he goes for Impact Wrestling and he goes to join Honor No More, which makes completely and total sense. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen for me.
Interesting. All right, and then Chris, your opinion, main.
Well, it was a match, and it was below average, and I knew for a fact that Claudio was going to take the belt no matter what. It was so very mid. I'm sorry, this is something I would watch on Rampage, but I haven't watched Rampage in almost like a month now, so you know what? This match is getting a 4 because it's lame, it's slow, and didn't build up to anything, and the finishers were weak. Weak. Okay.
All right. Well, that's Chris and his take. Now, the next match, in my opinion, is the worst match of the night. ROH 6-man tag team championships. The Righteous versus Dalton Castle and the Boys. Boy 1 and Boy 2. Yeah. This match was dumb. I did not need this match at all. Was it the worst match you ever see? Probably not, but it's slow. It feels like a waste of time. The Dalton Castle and the Boys win. Good for them. They seem like people Tony Khan would like. Me personally, yeah, get that shit out of my face. So overall, I'm gonna rate this a 3 out of 10.
It was kind of interesting. It was kind of more comedic relief. I kind of loved Donna Castle and the Boys. It's just funny to him say, "Give me the boys," and just starts throwing the boys at everyone. It just made me laugh.
You get a boy. No, you get a boy. That part was funny. That part was funny.
It made me laugh. And to me, it makes sense with this Righteous. If you guys don't watch Impact Wrestling, Vincent, who's the leader of the Righteous, is the kind of like he's a member of the Honor No More Society. So for me, it kind of made sense where he was going to lose these titles and kind of stick on Impact Wrestling, where he's going to be in the Honor No More Society. And I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Tony Khan's going to think about it. I hope he does. Probably make it more fun. That Honor No More goes into Ring of Honor and becomes this mean team faction, which would be super cool. I think that'd be the best thing they could do. So this match was fun. I liked it, and it made sense how Vincent was going to lose his titles just so he can become more in the Honor No More Society. So for me, I give this as a 5 just because of this comic relief. Just made it more fun. I like Dalton Castle as this and the Boys just making me laugh.
Chris.
Well, if you thought the Eddie Kingston match was worst match of the year, this was definitely dumb. I like the Boys; they're funny, but this match was stupid. It should have been a pre-show, and I can't believe they actually won the titles. So I was getting a 2 because it was stupid.
Ooh, bit brutal at that match. Interesting. So next up, Ring of Honor, Pure Championship match. Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia. Well, you heard Chris call it boring. I guess I'm boring because I thought this match was great. When it comes down to the technical aspect of things, and I just thought it was really cool. And both men were really fighting as much as possible to try not to get a single rope break in this match. Daniel Garcia eventually gave in, but overall, the match was really good. It takes its time, but honestly, it's so good. All I have to say is Yuta retains, and I think Garcia will eventually join the Blackpool Combat Club. I don't see Jericho Appreciation Society lasting after All Out. So, yeah, I'm actually going to give this an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, for me, I really did love this match. I love pure style wrestling. I just love that the rules in every version of it, and I'm happy with these. This match was very good for me. I'm definitely going to give this an 8.5 for me. I just had a lot of fun watching it, seeing all the counters to it, all the technician style, and it's just weird that Chris doesn't like it because I know he's a fairly big fan of technician style wrestling, but because my guess was probably just too slow for his style, he didn't like how
He
slow it
needs
was.
50 flips and 50 kicks to be entertained.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he needs a lot. He needs a lot of fast style, fast paced, technical. But I think it's slow technical style is a perfect matchup for me. I just like it. So I really did like this match. So 8.5, and I can't wait to see if maybe Daniel Garcia will join Blackpool Combat uh Combat Club.
I don't just like flips. There's nothing wrong with slow wrestling, but this is way too slow, and the payoff wasn't even that good. I'm just like, eh. Like I think the biggest problem, like, yes, I get it. It's supposed to be like an amateur thing, like you're explaining, Daniel, at your house, or it's supposed to be like very old school, much respect or whatever. But god
Like
damn
kind of
it,
more of like a realistic style of wrestling.
yeah. But that's not why I watch wrestling. If I wanted to watch that crap, I watch Olympic wrestling. That shit's boring.
Well, I'll agree to disagree with you, my friend. I respect your opinion.
It's not a
All I
bad
have to
match.
say
It's just
is I think your opinion's wrong.
you're wrong.
Oh yeah, your opinion is wrong, Chris.
No, this match was like a 6 at best. It was too slow and had the stupid the chops. I hate that shit. That's not cool. It's stupid. And the slap to the face. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna slap at this dude for 5
Yeah, because
minutes.
they can't do any closed fists, so they can only physically kind of punch each other in the face by slapping each other because they can't do closed fists.
Yeah, if they use a close fist, one they get a warning, and then if they do a second time, they get disqualified.
So, Chris, what are you gonna do if you're trying to hurt your opponent and can't use a closed fist? Slap them in the face.
No, I'm gonna hit him once with the close fist to make it count.
Oof.
So it's getting to 6.
Well,
boring.
He's the cheater of it. He's the cheater of the society.
Society.
Society. We live in a society. Now, this next match, Roosh versus Dragon Lee. Yeah, I'd say Yuta Garcia and this match are the two best matches of the night. This match had a really insane suicide dive through a table spot. It had a lot of really cool spots as well, brother versus brother, but Roosh is just relentless, and he'll do whatever it takes to get the win. And he did win, and he's also gained an interim title shot against John Moxley at Fight for the Fallen, which we'll be reviewing later this week, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, great match as well. One of the two best matches of the night. I'm going to give it an 8.5 as well.
Yeah, this match was great. I do love Roosh, and Dragon Lee was a big thing because I remember the match that he had with Hiromu Takahashi for the New Japan Championship, New Japan Junior Heavyweight Championship. It was really freaking great, and that's how Hiromu injured his neck with Dragon Lee's Dragon Bomb finisher. He doesn't do anymore, but it was very old. But to me, I like this match. It was great to see these two, and I love Roosh's bull's horns. It was great drop kick, brutal drop kick in the corner, and the incinerator from Dragon Lee. That suicide dive looked a little bit botched. You could see that it looks like his leg than his chest, but it was pretty dangerous, but pretty great too at the same time. So I definitely like this match. So definitely an 8.5 for me.
And then, Chris, your opinion on Roosh versus Dragon Lee?
This was literally the best match and the only good match of this whole pay-per-view. I knew who Rush was. I didn't know who the hell his brother was. Like, I'm not gonna lie. For the first 3 minutes of the match, I was getting pissed off because I'm like, are you being serious? Like, you two are luchadors. Why are you being slow? But after that initial thing, I'm just like, there were so many great moments, insane like kicks out of finishers, especially the suicide dive through a table. I've never seen that shit happen, and it was overall,
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
It's an 8.5, man. That's all I can really say. It's great, and I want to rematch.
And it's Roosh, not Rush.
It's spelled Rush, Bourbon. It's Rush. I don't care if it's Spanish. I don't care if it's Spanish. It's Rush.
It's Roosh when everyone else calls it, dude.
I feel that, Chris. I feel that.
Roosh.
Rush.
Roosh.
All right, we'll be here for 30 minutes just going like Russian. All right, but no. Seriously, though, great match, y'all. Great match. Check it out. Now, ROH Women's Championship match: Mercedes Martinez versus Serena Deeb. All right, this match was too long, and it took me out of it because it was kind of just a long, slower, boring match. And again, I don't want to sound too negative, but yeah, Mercedes and Serena, they tried, but it just didn't get the job done. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Man, low rating this one. I actually really like this match for me. This match was not that bad. Like, yes, it took a very long time, but I had a lot of good points in this match that was really interesting. And I did like how they did all the submissions, all the counters, all the strikes and stuff. So I really liked the match. So I'm going to give it a 6.
Wow, that's good. Honestly, I give it a 5. It wasn't my favorite, but definitely wasn't the worst show on this pay-per-view. So it was okay. It's just a 5. It's like whatever.
All right, next we get to the Ring of Honor TV Championship match: Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal. The match everyone was excited about. No, not really. The story for this has been kind of long and painful, and it started at Supercard of Honor, but there's really just been a lack of interesting things to happen throughout this story. So we're here at the match, and yeah, this is probably the most play-by-the-books, average wrestling match you're ever going to see in your life. It's nothing inoffensive or terrible, but yeah, this literally is so middle of the road. I can't really say much more than that. Samoa Joe retains, thank God. Yeah, where does he go from here? I would like Brian Cage to be, the next challenger for the TV title. I think Brian Cage and Samoa Joe would have a banger of a match for the TV title, and yeah, that'd be a good way to kind of bring Brian Cage a bit more to the forefront on Ring of Honor television. So, yeah, I'll give this match a 5.
Yeah, this match was pretty. It was pretty good. It was not that bad. The thing was, it was a scene that was Samoa Joe trying to go for an avalanche muscle buster, which I only seen in NXT against Finn Balor. It was really. I wanted to see that avalanche freaking muscle buster, but it didn't happen. But it was really cool. I liked the match. It was a lot of going back and forth, a lot of interferences by Sanjay Dutt and the big man. So it was not that bad. I think it was. Glad that Samoa Joe won it by that the Kojita clutch. So I'm hoping Brian Cage would be great to watch. I'm hoping that maybe they put some other people up and running. Maybe they do Roosh if they wanted to do that. But I can't wait to see more from Samoa Joe, and if Jay Lethal gets a lot better and maybe gets rid of the cronies behind him, I'll probably be happy watching him a lot more than now. So right now, I'll probably give this a 5.5.
Chris?
Sorry. I was like, wait, my turn. I will be surprised that the fact that Samoa Joe actually won, because I thought they were going to give it to Jay Lethal, and thank God they didn't, because god damn it, I am so sick of this stupid shtick, him and his boys, or whatever the hell he's calling himself. Even though the match was okay, at least Samoa Joe looked strong, because Jay Lethal was cheating so many times towards the end and it didn't work. I'm like, oh, thank God. But other than that, it was pretty mid, and they did slap chops again, and that was lame. I'm like, no, stop doing that. That's stupid. So it's a 5 out of 10. Very mid.
5 out of 10, very mid. Okay, agree. Main event time. Everyone here might have a very different opinion on this match. So, Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, 2 out of 3 falls. FTR versus the Briscoe brothers. Is this match bad? No. I don't think this match is bad. However, it is long. All right, keep in mind this is a 43-minute match. So if you got an hour and want to watch this match, then just keep in mind they'll probably take up almost the entire hour. But there are long wrestling matches out there, so I guess that's not the major issue I'm having. Yeah, there was some blood. There was a lot of chops from the Briscoes to the point where Dax's chest was like literally bleeding, and Cash, the same thing almost happened to Cash. there were just a lot of crazy spots in general. But the match ends with a top rope or second rope Piledriver, I believe. Yeah, mid rope. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, overall, I thought it was decent, but I think this does not compare to the first match that they had whatsoever. And I know I'm definitely going to be in the minority in that field because a lot of people were actually calling this match a match of the year candidate, if not the best match in 2022. I wish I really got that. I really wish it hit for me the way that it hit for other people, but it didn't, unfortunately. And who knows? Maybe someday, in a few weeks, I go back, I rewatch this, and change my mind. But I don't know. I definitely felt like both teams could have gone harder than they did. Not talking physically, of course. I don't know. I guess in terms of the match and the way it flowed, I don't know. Something to me just kind of didn't feel the same as their first match. Like something felt a bit off. And I get it. You've already seen it before, so it doesn't feel like as big of a spectacle. But that's not the only reason. That's definitely not the only reason. FTR retain, which is definitely the right decision, though. It's a decent match. Again, you get a lot of great spots out of it, but there's just, I feel like there's a lot of portions where it does go a bit too slow for my liking as well. So, yeah, I'm going to give this match a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm with the other people. I love this match was freaking awesome. It was it's supposed to be. It's kind of long for a reason because it's 2 out of 3 falls. There's not a lot of 2 out of 3 falls matches that take 10 seconds. So it's not going to take. It's supposed to be taking that long. So, and to me, this match was effing great. There's so many great spots for these guys. The ring bell shot that was very cheap from Briscoe's. Great to see that. I love to see all this matches and everything. All the good highlights, all the power drivers, the clotheslines from top ropes, which I forgot it's called. The Doomsday Devices, the big rigs, the kick out of the big rig. It was great to see this match. And a big thing that happened at the end of the match too, that you didn't talk about much, that the Blackpool Combat Club came out and maybe teased that they're going for those titles or they're they want them.
That is correct.
That they didn't.
Oh yeah, but
maybe they want them.
But yeah, Berman, you want me to mention something else real quick?
Sure.
You know how both the AEW champions are Punk and Mox, so I think that's why they're doing Blackpool Combat Club versus FTR. It makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So it'd be interesting to see those. So I am curious to see what's going to happen. And this match was effing great. I'm going to give this. Let's see. I'm probably going to give this an 8. Definitely, it's not the best. It was not their best match. Of like the first match was effing great, but this match was still like right up there. So I'm going to give this an 8. And I can't wait to see what happens with the Briscoes because they have a full contract with ROH, so meaning that they're going to be staying there. So I'm happy for them, and I'm happy to see FTR going against the Blackpool Combat Club whenever they do.
So that leaves you, Chris.
I will say it wasn't as good as their first match. It wasn't going to build to the hype, but I am disappointed because at the end of the night, I thought I was like, okay, this Ring of Honor has been so mid so far. Like, this is going to be the match that saves the pay-per-view. And then I was disappointed. Like, there was some good matches, or moments, here and there. But I think, like, at a certain point, Dax actually got hurt pretty bad for, like, a hot second. From what I saw. And it was just okay. Like, I get it. It's 40 minutes. It's not going to be, like, pure, like, flip mastics and all that sort of crap that I like. But I was expecting, I don't know, like, a little more than this. Like, come on. They're the FTR. Fuck the Revolution. And overall, it wasn't a bad match, but it was okay. I don't understand why people are praising it on Twitter. But that's just Twitter being Twitter. So I'm just like, it was okay at best. It wasn't bad or nothing, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again, so a 6 out of 10.
All right. So overall, review of the show. Yeah, it was decent. Definitely felt like I could have gotten more out of it, but it's all right. Overall, I'm going to give this show a 6 out of 10.
I think this show is great. There's only 2 matches that really was kind of off for me. So, but I definitely gonna give this probably a 7.5 for me.
Shit. I'm giving this a 4 out of 10.
Jesus.
This was like literally
Jeez.
the worst pay-per-views I saw this year.
Damn.
The worst.
Yeah, not happy camper right there.
Ric Flair's pay-per-view
No,
was
he's
better. And we can
Well-
watch it for $11.
I guarantee Ric Flair's last match won't be better than this show.
I hope to know.
That show's probably going to be a 2, logically. But, hey, thank you all so much for watching this episode, by the way. Yeah, it's been a long one. We'll be back here later this week for recovering Fight for the Fallen, predicting the card for SummerSlam. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. So, hey, I've been Daniel.
I've been Berman.
Chris.
It's Chris.
It's Chris.
We'll see you all
Pizza Man.
in the next one.